Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I'll be keeping the commentary brief as we dive into footage of Tiffany Henyard versus Trustee Jason House. These two have a history from their time as trustees, where their relationship was more of a professional acquaintance. You'll notice Tiffany trying to get his attention, but his body language suggests he wasn't too interested in engaging. The main focus today, though, is on the moments when Jason challenged Tiffany on financial decisions, questioning certain expenditures. This is one of the reasons I believe he's the strongest candidate for mayor. He's running under the slogan Clean House 2025, and many agree it's time for change. Another candidate in the race is Cassandra Hobson Jordan. While I don't know much about her, I did look into her background. She has experience in real estate and catering. I also checked out her Facebook, and she even gave an interview on this channel, which I'll put on the screen for you. If you're interested, be sure to check that out to learn more about her. That's all I'll say for now. If you're a returning subscriber, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're new here and enjoy this content, go ahead and do the same. Now, let's dive in and watch as Trustee Jason House takes on Tiffany Henyard. Let's get into it.
Okay, go ahead.
When we're talking about access to the bank and the information, myself and Clerk Key, checks were printed by the finance department. Checks were presented to myself and the clerk. We would sign the checks, assuming they were approved on the warrant list. Once the checks were signed, they were handed immediately back to the finance department. Some checks were released. From my understanding, some checks were not released. But that's past the point of our role in that process. Secondly, when we're talking about the credit card, I made no request to cancel a credit card. I would have liked to. I'll be honest with you, I would like to, but I made no changes. Everything was scrutinized through the court. If there was something improperly done, the court would say so. So there was no changes. And then additionally, when we're talking about credit card charges, in order to make a charge on the credit card, you have to have the credit card in your hand. So every item that we're talking about being charged had nothing to do with myself, had nothing to do with Clerk Key. It had to do with the card holder and the person that had the card in their hand. I didn't take any trips. I didn't fly anywhere. I didn't do anything that benefited Jason House or anybody else improper. Every charge we're talking about was done by the card holder. And so whoever authorized that, that's their responsibility. As Trustee Belcher mentioned, all we're really asking for, personally, I would say ask that it be put on the website so that way it's transparent, because we spend a lot of time in this meeting saying, I sent that, I didn't send it. At this point, please, anything you send to me, put it on the website, I'll get it for myself. Thank you.
That's not a true statement. Allegedly, use it the right way, because when they give you the check, it's the items you voted on, Trustee House. And for the record, it's many a time this body, this board have voted for you guys to sign checks and you refuse to sign the checks at all. So when you state facts, state the truth, state facts that make sense. You're making up things that sound good for you or what you feel that you want doing or whatever with a credit card. Stop.
1-6-4 powers and duties. Trustee House.
Thank you very much. This ordinance was put up here authorizing the finance department or department heads to have conversations or to speak with the board members regarding issues or questions that they may have. I will say I put this up here specifically because there are a couple of times that I made phone calls in to department heads and they were instructed that the administration or mayor or administration would not allow for that. Most recently, request for the payroll has been asked for on 2 occasions via email and no answer. So as it stands right now, we've gone a month and a half. The last payroll that I've seen was September 1st. And we want to make sure we have this information before the next board meeting to be able to vote on it. So I'm asking that we move this forward so that way the department heads have the access to make sure that they speak with the board members to get the information we're looking for.
Well, I hate to hear that because I never instructed anybody not to give you any payroll reports. Why would I do that? Chris? So we're going to get it cleared up right now. And this is what I states to you guys all the time. If y'all have an issue or something's not being done, or maybe got just dropped at the wayside for whatever reason, you guys can call my phone. But Chris, can you hear me?
Prior to Chris, I can also say, Mayor, you were included on all of this communication, as well as village administrator and all attorneys.
Yes.
But I would love to hear from Chris because that was one source of my information.
Okay, so as you guys know, I have a ton of meetings. I normally call y'all, right? Most of the time I pick up the phone and call everybody when I want to talk to you about something, just so that my emails don't get overlooked.
Now, let me tell y'all something. Have y'all ever emailed Tiffany? Because, you know, she has never, since she's been the mayor, responded herself to an email. She didn't even have access because she said she don't like responding to emails
That I sent to the board. Whether you pick up or not, that's really at your discretion. What I'm asking, though, is moving forward. We all used to talk. Everyone has each other's number. If y'all have a problem with something or something's not being done correctly as it relates to staff here at the Village of Dolton, please call me. I've said this at several meetings. I'm saying it again. Call my phone so we can get it rectified, so we don't have to sit here at a board meeting and go back and forth over who said what, who ain't do what email came through. I, too, was a trustee. And with that being said, I've always gotten the information, so why would I not give it to you guys now? So,
Chris, you find the answer to my question?
Not yet. I gotta see where I don't have access to the billing from here. So when I get to, I can look into it and get you an answer.
So you don't know why y'all charge us $28,000, and is that for just 1 month or several months? Do you know that at least?
I know that it's for work that we've done for you guys over the last month and a half, but I don't have the invoice in front of me, and I don't have access to the invoices from my computer.
Okay, well, look, I think you need to come here more equipped, because I'm going to always have questions about this warrant list, and you never have an answer.
that's the direction. Any other questions or concerns?
I thought Chris was going to elaborate on that because I want to make sure that I'm completely understanding, because I'm here, which is also why I prefer the email, so that way there is documented communication. I'm not here to lie on anybody else, not only the mayor, Chris, anybody. The first couple of times that I had these concerns, I spoke about them privately, but I mean, trying to email it was documented, and I would love for Chris to kind of tell me, am I crazy when we spoke, or what?
Okay, so Chris told you that I said you can have it. Is that what you're stating now, or what are you stating?
Yes.
I didn't get the question.
Yes.
Okay, that's the question.
The main thing in talking about our previous board meeting, the board meetings are conducted, or should be conducted, with Robert's Rules of Order. During the last meeting, and I'm saying this by way of explanation because I do think that walking out was extreme, but at the same time, the meeting was not being conducted through Robert's Rules of Order. There's proper motions and seconds. Everybody gets the opportunity to speak, just as the residents deserve an opportunity to speak. In our previous meeting, there was a motion and second to suspend the rules, efforts made by other board members to make comments and make statements, and none of that was honored, not by the administration. Well, we sought guidance from the attorney. The attorney was unable to intervene in any way. So my thinking is, if nobody else can talk, why are we up here? We're supposed to be here as a representation to watch the money and make sure things are moving forward. On a lighter note, or some good news, because over the last 5 years I've been on this board, one of the biggest complaints has been the board meetings, the way they're conducted, and making sure that we have something that resembles the community, something that resembles decency. At every meeting we come and there's not decency, there's not order, I do my best to not engage in that stuff. And I still will continue to refrain from the name calling and things like that. However, on a good note for residents, I brought my popcorn today, so I will not be leaving this meeting. Thank you.
All right, anyone else?
These are the things that we have to go through as a board just to make a comment. And I understand the residents' frustration, so I want to make sure that the residents understand when you're making your comments and you're coming up here, the mayor wants to continue to try to pretend that the community is being served and residents we had about 15 residents that came up here. I didn't know any of them. And all of them said, do not let this be the worst administration that you've ever seen. Then you turn around and get an hour and a half of a dialogue, which we're going to hear another one after this, because the mayor didn't get her way. But at the end of the day, we don't come here. I want to thank all the residents that do that. I get the phone calls. and the prayers from that say, how do you stay calm? And I guess I got to make noise in order to get heard up in this house because it's outrageous. My response to all the clapback, all the videos and everything else she does is I'm just going to say this right now, Mayor, and I really hope you just learn to grow up. Please. The community deserves to be represented better than that with these videos, all of this TikTok dance and everything else. Everything that I've said, I have a document that's backed it up. I haven't come out of nowhere with it. We are still sitting in a deficit. We have no finance reports that have been given in the last 7 months. We have not completed an audit since this administration came in. And then they want to talk about they know where the money is. Every time we sit here and we say and we come to pull bills off the list, it's because we don't have the money. 1 minute they come in and say, I got grants, I got funding. The minute I say, please pay the people in public works the money that they're overdue and they're owed. Oh, we ain't got money like that. This is not smoke and mirrors. If you got the money, pay the people. I said pay it in one check. It's not that hard. It's not rocket science. So we're gonna see another cloud of smoke and some other digital deflection and everything else. But I'm gonna say this again. Please grow up, represent this village with dignity. This meeting would not be this long if you learned, but we're not gonna get that. So we'll be here for 4 hours. But if you'll notice, if we clock this time, we're gonna be here for 4 hours. 3 hours, 37 minutes, and 26 seconds is going to be the mayor philanthroping. Then she wants to say, my work speaks for itself. And then show you a video of everything that she claims speaks for itself. And then my comments.
Okay, so let me clear it up.
5 items that I'm suggesting removal of. So I will not be voting on this as it's presented, but I would like to make an amended motion if this motion is unsuccessful. Thank you.
Okay, so we under discussion right now. So if you want to put those on record, that way people can clear up whatever it is that you got, and then maybe you change your mind.
Okay, these items have already actually been discussed with Trustee Stan Brown and some other board members. So we've had discussion, and I'm still not in favor. I want to make the amended motion, and at the time I make the amended motion, I will read them into record.
Trustee, so we will know. You could tell us what they are. So what are the 5 items that you want to remove?
Mayor, I will tell you when I make the amended motion.
Trustee, if you don't put on record, we're going to call the roll. Simple as that. Call the roll, clerk. Call the roll. And then you make your motion the way you want, because you don't run the show. I ask you to tell us what they are so we can get some clarity to it so the public would know. But you want to have it your way. So call the roll.
Okay, and what's the reason that you don't want to pay the prosecutor?
My reason for all of these items is I requested the invoices for these for review on Friday, and I did not receive the invoice until 5 o'clock this afternoon. So I'm just seeking time to review them, and assuming that everything looks compliant, then we'll resubmit it for payment.
Yeah, everything's compliant. We never done anything wrong that you can't pay bills. But when would you be guys paying these bills? I guess that's my next question. So once you review them, hold on 1 minute, Trustee Steve, when would you pay the bills?
It will come up on the next warrant list.
Okay, so you're gonna wait a whole month out before you pay the bills that you're taking out?
I would say my ask would be that we get the invoices a little bit more timely. I did not receive the warrant list until Friday, and I requested this information shortly thereafter. I did not receive the invoices until 5 o'clock, which is an hour and a half before this meeting. Therefore, I did not have the opportunity to review this information. So if had this information been provided earlier,
Number 2, why you just not sending us a package at 4:46? I got that today. So that's my other issue. So we didn't even have time to digest what it is you're stating here. But yeah, y'all throw it in front of us and get upset when we go against what you're saying, but we don't even know because we didn't read it. You just sent it to us. So why? We talked about all this. We're supposed to get better, but y'all study doing the same thing.
But my ask would be that we get the invoices and the information a little bit more timely, so that way we can move forward with the information in hand.
Okay, what's the next invoice?
It was Pekarsky and Sons, $11,700.
So what's the reason for Pekarsky? Is it the same reason for not getting an invoice?
Same
Okay, so
reason for
my
all
thing-
items, Mayor.
Okay, so let's back up because I see where this is going. Procrasty and Sons, you guys all know that we have an EPA issue here in town. So we made an agreement with Procrasty. They're the ones taking the mulch and everything that's over there to their yard. And their agreement was that we paid them their invoices. So whenever they do any work, we supposed to continue to pay them because the problem in the past was we wasn't paying them. So you saying you want to stop that process as well?
Mayor, I'm saying the same thing I said 3 minutes ago.
Okay, right. But I'm asking.
To review the invoice, and then at that time, I would recommend moving forward.
Okay. But did you understand what I'm asking or why I'm saying why you're removing it? If we got a deal with someone, we're supposed to still continue to pay them.
I definitely heard your statement, Mayor.
Okay, go ahead. What's the next one?
All the way in October, y'all had the opportunity to ask questions, right? Here we are, and we got 2 warrant lists on here. So are you telling me today that the people not gonna continue to get their roofs and windows done before the weather break, trustee?
Well, my motion stands, so if the board would like to make amendments, they are
No,
free to do
I'm
so.
asking you. Are you not going to allow the seniors and veterans that's on hold right now to get their windows and roof completed before the weather breaks, trustee? Because these vendors pay for shingles, pay for tarps, pay for windows, already ordered because they knew they was getting paid. So are you telling me you're not gonna put that or amend that back into this?
Mayor, the motion stands.
Now, y'all remember that.
May I be
So
recognized?
Jason House don't care. Hold on, trustee. Do not care that you guys are completed, that you guys get what's owed to you because we already started the process. And residents, please stand up. Please say something. Please get to that podium and you let them know how you feel. Because you tell me all the time, but now y'all tell them. Because I've asked, I plead, and nothing's happened. Nothing's happened. It's like they want us to just be at gridlock. They don't want nothing to move. And I get it. You want your attorney paid. And I keep telling you, guys should pay him for that wasteful spending that you guys created going back and forth to court. That's what you guys should do. But pay the people their money because they actually doing the services for the residents. All those trees that y'all just got cut down, all that concrete y'all just got poured came from all the vendors he just took out of the warrant list. So what are you upset about, trustee? He can't give no answer. You want to keep saying it stands. Why? Just tell them why you do not want to approve them vendors when they got the services done. Trustee.
Mayor, I have, just to restate, I have 2.9 million reasons. That's my reason. Thank you, Mayor.
Trustee, that's not a valid reason.
Thank you. I'll be brief with my comments, but I will say something that served me many, many years has been anytime somebody speaks that fast, watch your wallet. And that's what's going on here now. There's a lot of comments, a lot of statements that are being kind of hurled out there to defend something that when there was a media reporter there asking for a stance, and there was no stance given to that same reporter. This is not information that the board made up and provided. That information was given out. And line 1-12-563, reducing from $30,000 in trainings to $10,000. $10,000 in training.
Okay.
That's my motion.
Y'all don't want to get educated. Okay, got it. Is there a second for Trustee House's motion?
I'll second it.
Okay, so there's a motion and second. So now we're going to open the floor for any discussion. So Trustee House, can you break down each item that you are adjusting?
Overall summary of request for reductions is cost savings to the village.
Trustee House, as I was stating, the items that you're proposing, I was just asking each trustee their reason for why they want to cut. So if you can give me your reasons for why you want to cut the items.
I'm sorry, my original statement was overall was cost savings to the village.
So that's why you want to reduce each item?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Holmes, I spoke to almost every trustee that's related to the budget. We had a budget meeting last Monday, and if anybody wanted to cut, adjust, your time was then, not the day of passing. That way everybody would have been on one accord, and we could have got through whatever the disagreements are for cutting the budget items.
West Side tractor sales, $17,850.62, and page 16, White Coat Pool Solutions, $9,816. My motion is to approve the bills with the following items removed.
Second.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, so it's been motion and a second. And residents, this is my prime example of why things don't move in our village and why vendors be upset with people not paying. He might as well just didn't pay any of the bills. He didn't call off the whole bills list. And for the record, I keep telling them, if they learn what it is they should be doing, which is, our authority is what, Trustee House? You putting out $200 and $100 or something dollars. If my authority is $5,000, his authority $20,000, $25,000, whichever the number is. How you pulling out the smallest little bills, $100 something? That's just you being petty. And then, residents, remember we had that explosion here in the village of Dolton when the water tank blew up? He took that out. How does it get fixed? All I can do is just point out the things that I keep telling y'all. So if you don't have water, that's why our reservoir is, our water sick. We have to fix that. That's number one. Number two, we put a gate up. It came right out when we had our emergency. This is my point of relationships. When you have an emergency, you call somebody out and they come without payment and they give us the service, we need to pay them the money. But they seem to think we shouldn't pay them. But they did the service already in our time. And so now what do you do? So the concrete didn't fall on nobody. Somebody had to secure it because we don't do that. That ain't what we do up here. You can't keep not paying vendors. Other than that, y'all gonna have to do COD with everything we do here because ain't nobody gonna trust that we're gonna pay them their money in 2 weeks or a month. Nobody's gonna trust it. But yet come to another meeting to do this same thing for what? Nothing's getting done with them. Nothing. And it's sad that everybody can sit here and vote for something like that and be okay with not paying people. That much, I don't know how y'all pay y'all bills. I don't. I never seen this ever in my life. You still got to pay your bills. Other than that, your lights off, your gas off, your water off, if you don't pay.
The mayor of Dolton is facing eviction from her home. The landlord of Tiffany Henyard and Kamal Woods say they're behind on their rent.
I know this is a smear campaign, right? Smear campaign.
She and her boyfriend are being evicted from the house they rent in Dolton. Together, the couple makes more than $300,000, according to public payroll records. But their landlord says they're not paying the rent. She talked with Dane Placco.
Initially, I didn't want to go on camera, but right now I feel like I'm at wit's end.
Nicole says things started to unravel this summer when she was forced to raise the rent by $200 to $2,400 a month because her property taxes went up again.
So with that, I had to equate that into the rent, and Kamal said that he couldn't afford it.
They pay for September?
No.
Did they pay for October?
No.
That's why you're trying to get them removed?
Yes.
Hull says not only are the couple thousands of dollars behind in rent, but they also changed the locks and garage door code, so she can't get inside.
That much, I don't know how y'all pay y'all bills. I don't. I never seen this ever in my life. You still got to pay your bills. Other than that, your lights off, your gas off, your water off, if you don't pay.
Just pay your rent.
First, I want to commend Trustee Norwood, Trustee Tammy Brown, Trustee Kiana
Trustee.
Belcher.
Trustee.
Floor is mine, Mayor.
Trustee.
I want to commend them for standing in here during these attacks.
Trustee.
I know the mayor does not want to hear
Trustee.
what he said. However,
this is why the meetings get out of order. Can you stay on track with what we're talking about, which is corporate bills? If you want to say your comment, you can say your comment after it's a motion and a second on the floor, Trustee. Trustee. Talk about the bills. What do you want to supersede and do?
But everybody was giving acknowledgement. So we want to talk about the bills and what the board has cut out. The bills are not being paid currently at this very moment.
I'm gonna let you finish. But you out of order, but I'm just trying to show y'all how y'all be so disrespectful. And y'all expect the respect to be respect. You out of order, Trustee. Stick to the facts. The facts is on the agenda. We on corporate bills. Talk about the bills.
For State Bank, which is our police vehicles, the Durats, the Durangos, and the Fiats for Public Works. That bill was approved by the board May of 2023. We received an email stating that those cars will be repossessed if we do not get any payment. That email had been communicated already. Nobody responded. So imagine my surprise 7 months later, I get an email and I forward the email over like I do the other 15 that I've received. No response. And then come in here and say, oh, the board cut something out. I'm going over. These construction repaved all those streets. We're happy for that. Board approved that. Just got an email 2 days ago about the police ammunition. Hasn't been paid. Overdue. December 23. That hadn't even been presented to the board. So the board is approving what's needed. Another one, I'm getting calls about electricity, lights not being put on. Residents say the board hasn't approved it. Mead, which is the light post for those who are not getting their lights turned on, September 2023. Lights still not on. Mead still has not received the payment. At the end of the day, vendors are not being paid. Board approved it. The vendors are not being paid. I understand that everybody up there had to say what they were told to say. Brother Moore, you prayed us in on unity. You prayed us in, and it came with the most divisive speech I heard in my life. Don't pray for me no more.
That's a wrap for today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like, and if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. See you in